We are continuing to track this afternoon Tropical Storm Helene, which is expected to intensify and strengthen into a major hurricane ahead of its landfall along the Florida coast coming up later this week. And Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist T.J. Springer joins us now here. And T.J., we appreciate you joining us here on Fox 35 News Plus. What is the latest this afternoon?
Garrett, still, we're just going really in that kind of waiting game phase right now. We got the first step out of the way. We saw it become Helene earlier on this morning, and that was big. We started to see that center become a little more organized. And, of course, we're expecting a new advisory here in the next 10, 15 minutes or so, and that'll give us a big update. But for now, this is from our 2 o'clock advisory, and the wind currently sustained at 45 miles per hour. The hurricane hunters were going into this thing to get some better data that will eventually get back into the weather models that will give us a better handle. But I still think we have a ways to go, and of course, as we head into our Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to get an even better handle on this. As we head through time, right now, the wind only at 45 miles per hour, but we're going to continue to see the potential for that rapid strengthening as we head through the latter half of our Wednesday and into our Thursday. The current movement from the west-northwest at 12 miles per hour, and eventually, as we get into the day on Thursday, we could be looking at a major Category 3 hurricane. In terms of the models, the spaghetti models, we've been talking about these over the last couple of days, really the last week. And remember, this is a bunch of data showing the different scenarios of where Helene could be going. And eventually, we're going to see these kind of diverge some as they move up to the Big Bend area of Florida, the Panhandle. But as we head through Wednesday and Thursday, I think we're likely going to see those lines, the different model data, come together and get a better consensus. But I really think all of us across the Sunshine State have to be on a high alert. But for sure, we have to be focusing a little bit more on our northwestern communities like our WOGX communities, Alachua, Levy, Dixie, Gilchrist counties as we head through the next couple of days. Now, in terms of the wind speeds, we're definitely going to continue to see these moving into that realm of Category 3 strength as we head through that Thursday morning time frame. And I wouldn't be shocked if we head through, Thursday morning, we could see this even stronger than a Category 3. But that's what the National Hurricane Center has right now, and that's what we're going to be continuing to monitor as we head through our Thursday, really, because that's landfall day for us, likely making landfall later in the evening. You can see 8 p.m. Thursday, potentially up toward the Panhandle and the Big Bend. But remember, we talked about this yesterday. The cone is between 250 and 300 miles wide, and the center of Helene could be anywhere in that cone. So that's going to determine the impacts. Are they greater for us across Central Florida, or are they, worse off to our north and west? So I mentioned the spaghetti mounds. Let's actually play those out now, and you can see. Here's the satellite imagery. We're starting to get a more well-defined center. That's one thing that we've noticed over the last 12 to 24 hours or so. And there's that divergence I was talking about. To the northwest, we have probably more data suggesting a landfall between the Big Bend, the Panhandle, but there's still some outside chances that it could be a little farther to the south and the east. And I'm going to show you our Fox model, and that has shifted a little bit, and that's what all the models really have been doing. So we talk about ensembles and the blend, and the blends really give us the best handle because it's so many different scenarios in the atmosphere, tweaked just a little bit, but usually gives us a better consensus. But this is our Fox model. This has done really well in handling tropical systems, and this is exclusive to us. You'll only see this here on Fox 35 or with our friends at Fox 13 in Tampa. This is showing a little land interaction over the Yucatan, and with that, it could weaken just a little bit. If this goes more to the north and cuts right through the Caribbean, right up into the Gulf, a lack of land influence could really keep this stronger and keep Helene from weakening much. And then we start to look at that upper level area of low pressure that is going to be moving across the part of the country, because that upper low is going to help lift Helene to the north-northeast. So where that goes, that's the question mark that we're going to continue to watch or fine-tune, so to speak, in the storm center. This is lunchtime on Thursday, and we're getting the outer bands to certainly lift on shore of the peninsula, but still it's offshore to the west. By the time we get into our Thursday afternoon and evening, we're starting to see this really close in on the Big Bend and portions of northwestern Florida. And that's when I think we could have wind gusts possibly up maybe around 140 miles per hour, possibly, maybe higher than that. But the saving grace with Helene is that it's such a quick moving storm. So by Friday at 1 o'clock lunchtime, it's already getting out of here. Still could have some clouds, maybe some showers around, but it should be drastically improving, which is some good news. So I think, Garrett, by the weekend, still going to be slightly unsettled, but I would say that Thursday is really the day that we're going to have the worst of the weather and the worst of the impacts here at home. All
right, a lot for us to chew on and watch, and some time to get ready, though, still. So
yes.
We appreciate it, you breaking that down for us, TJ.